The floor to Mr. Baban Eliassi from the Center Zagros for Democracy and Human Rights. You have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Good morning. In the Republic Islamic of Iran, the discrimination against non-Farsi nationalities, Sunni Muslims, women, and religious minorities has been institutionalized. The Constitution dictates that the official religion of Iran is Islam, with clear preference given to the Shia. It rejects the equal civil rights of the Iranians clearly and classifies them as first and second class citizens. In regards to minorities' cultural rights, the Article 19 of the Iranian Constitution gives equal rights open, and here I quote, this article stipulates all people of Iran, whatever the ethnic group or tribe, and states that color, race, language, and the like do not bestow any privilege. Despite the provisions made in the Islamic Republic's constitution, the national minorities suffer political marginalization and endure cultural, linguistic, and religious discriminations. Also, their plight remains largely unknown on the international stage. The Islamic Republic follows the policies, the Jacobinist policies practiced of its predecessors, which began at the beginning by the Pahlavi regime in 1925. Because of that policies, the natural trend of ethnic and linguistic plurality was abruptly stopped, and a process of one culture and one language aiming to presenting the language, history, culture, and identity of the dominant minority group as the only authentic language, history, culture, and identity of all Iranians began to take shape. Ladies and gentlemen, the nature of Islamic Republic not only prevents any attempt towards progress and innovation, but also it prevents the freedom of thought, conscious expression, opinion, and above all is against everything democracy depends on. Because of lack of democracy, the non-Persian Iranians are absent from political landscape of the country. These systematic, long-date discriminations and exclusions, hand in hand with severe repressive policies against national and religious minorities in Iran, have resulted in deepening the cleavage between the dominant group and those excluded. A policy could threaten seriously the fragile social cohesion of the Iranian society. As a result of the above mentioned situations, thousands of farce and non-farce political and civil activists have been executed, imprisoned, and disappeared. The accentuation of this repression on non-farce minorities is an evidence. In regards to Kurds, we can enumerate in hundreds the numbers of Kurdish political and civil activists executed in Iranian Kurdistan in recent years. The new wave of political execution included Farzad Kamangar, a teacher, Ahsan Fatahian, Fasih Yasamini, Shirin Alamhuri, Farhad Wakili, Ali Haidarian, and Hussein Khazari. All were exterminated with political executions, namely muharaba, which means enmity against God. The majority of these executions took place in secrecy. Their attorneys and families were not informed of the execution time. The bodies of those who execute have never been delivered to their families, and even the families have not been notified where the grave of their victims are yet. At that moment, at least 24 Kurdish prisoners are confronted with the same sentence and are on the death row. Another critical case, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to draw your attention to is the critical situation of Muhammad Sadiq Kaboudband, Kurdish human rights defender, journalist, and the founder of the Human Rights Organization of Kurdistan. After a closed hearing, Mr. Kaboudband was sentenced to 10 years in prison for act against the safety of the state, just for creating the Organization for the Defense of Human Rights of Kurdistan, and a year for propaganda against the Islamic Republic for getting into contact with the International Human Rights Organization. Held in isolation for 40 days, Muhammad Sadiq Kaboudband has been the victim of ill treatment. His health is currently very precarious. It suffers particularly from heart problems for which surgery is necessary. He is in the need of appropriate care. Muhammad Sadiq Kaboudband is a prisoner of conscience detained solely for the peaceful exercise of his right to freedom of expression and associations. Thank you.
I thank you, Mr.